Good afternoon. I'm Ken Tate, the Director of External Relations for the Department of Computer Science, and on behalf of NC State University, the College of Engineering, and all of our faculty and staff here in the Department of Computer Science, it's my honor to welcome you here today to this, our Fall 2016 Diploma Ceremony. I can feel the energy in this space, and I can't begin to tell you, what a sight it is to look out and see all these smiling, happy faces. Because I know firsthand, I put a daughter through this university, and I know what this day is like. I know the excitement that it brings, and I know that the euphoria that you're experiencing today is matched only by the euphoria you had when you wrote that last tuition check, right? I know. Seems like it was just yesterday. Well, our graduates are anxiously waiting behind those doors, I think. Yes, this is all new for us. They are waiting their arrival here in the Coliseum, but before they come in, I've been asked to make a few brief yet important announcements. First of all, not only do we have a beautiful, crisp day, but what do you think about the renovations here in Reynolds Coliseum? It is quite spectacular, and I have to admit that when we announced that we were holding our diploma ceremony here back in November, one of our ambassadors, Anna Goss, was quoted on Facebook as saying, "Pretty sure my dad will be more excited than I am, and I'm pretty excited." So for all of you parents who are legacy alumni here from NC State like me, I'm sure that Reynolds looks quite different today than it did when you were here. So reminisce with me for a minute. How many of you who were students here can remember Change Day? How many might, yeah, I see some hands. How many remember maybe standing in line for an hour over there to drop a class, and then maybe an hour over here to add a class, or maybe an hour in line only to find out that you were in the wrong line? That certainly happened to me many times. How many of you might have slept out front of Reynolds Coliseum to get tickets to a big basketball game or a football game? More hands, right? I did. In my freshman year, 1979, which happens to be the same year that our guest speaker was a freshman here, I slept out, I think, 14 times for basketball games. And I sat not only on the side court, but I sat at mid-court for every single home basketball game, which we won every single game. And to my knowledge, might be the only time that NC State's won all of their home games. So, being superstitious as I am, I have been trying to get Debbie Yao to give me mid-court seats at the PNC because I think I'm able to bring some of that magic back, which hasn't happened so far. Well, true, this building has many great memories for some of us, and today we begin to make some new great memories. As one of the largest departments on campus, there are very few venues in and around Raleigh that can accommodate our ceremony, because it is a very large ceremony. We're very fortunate to have such a terrific facility. We're very thankful for the athletics department allowing us to use Reynolds Coliseum. We'd also like to express our thanks to our ePartners program and the Engineering Foundation for their support, which helps make this possible. We're streaming today's ceremony live, and that is for the benefit of relatives and friends who might not have been able to join us today. In the spring, we had hundreds of people from around the world who were joining online. So for those who are joining us online, we welcome you from Raleigh, North Carolina. Also a reminder that if you know someone who may want to join in live, now would be a great time to send them a text, a little email. We're also taping today's ceremony, so if you would like a permanent copy of a DVD, I think there are order forms in your program. This is a very special day for you and certainly for our graduates. For many of them, it is the pinnacle of their academic career. So with that in mind, we're doing everything we can to make this a very dignified and memorable service. So just a couple of comments of how you can help us with that. First, now would be a great time to turn off or silence the cell phones. Second, I know many of you have cameras. We all walk around with cameras in our pockets now, right? We want you to use those cameras, record, videotape, do whatever you'd like. we just want to let you know that the floor is reserved for our students and our faculty, and specifically this area down front is reserved for our photographers for their free flow. Now, speaking of photographers, your graduate is going to get some proofs. They'll be taking pictures as they receive their diplomas. They'll be taking pictures over here as they march off the stage. No obligations to buy any of those, but we think that you will find that they're high quality, so we at least hope you will appreciate that we're taking these pictures. And as you can see, there are countless spots in and around Reynolds so that when the service is over, you will be able to take pictures with your graduate. Speaking of after the service, we just want to be mindful of the fact that this is a multi-use facility and there will be events going on here after hours. So we have made arrangements with them that we would be out of the building by 4 o'clock. So if you will help us with that, we'd appreciate it. Finally, unless you have an emergency, we just ask that all of our guests remain seated through the entire ceremony. This protects the sight lines for everybody, for those who are seeing their graduates. That'll be early in the program, right through the very end of the program. So, ladies and gentlemen, family and friends, faculty and staff, it's my honor to ask you to rise now as our Fall 2016 graduates enter the Coliseum.
Thank you. Please be seated. Graduates, families and friends of the graduates, faculty and staff of this department, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon and welcome to the fall graduation ceremony of the NC State Computer Science Department. I'm Mladen Bok, I'm the head of this department, and it is a special honor and privilege to have you all here today so that together we can celebrate success of our graduates. I would like to thank the athletic department for letting us use the space. It's a wonderful venue. And I would also like to personally thank my staff and Mrs. Honeycutt for working very long hours and going beyond the call of duty to organize this event. I would also like to thank students who have volunteered to assist as marshals during the ceremony, our student ambassadors and my faculty for being here, and for the work they all do for the department. We will introduce the faculty later in the ceremony. Finally, I would like to thank the sponsors of this ceremony, NC State Engineering Foundation and ePartners Program in Computer Science, headed by Mr. Ken Tate, who you have met, our Director of Corporate and External Relations. And this support is very special and appreciated. It enables the event in a way that would not be possible otherwise. Graduates, I cannot begin to tell you how proud I am of every and each one of you. Many aspire to get a degree, but you have done it, and you have done it in style. This is one of the top engineering and computer science schools in the country, and you are receiving one of its most coveted degrees. Things are actually looking very good. The economy has picked up, good times are ahead, but graduation is always one of the best times in a person's life, and we are here to celebrate your successes and wish you many more. Employment opportunities for computer scientists are excellent. In fact, you as recipients of degrees in computer science and networking are in an especially privileged and advantageous position. Many of you may have multiple offers, and in general, there is a shortage of qualified information technology workforce worldwide, and you are very, very qualified. I know that you got here where you are today through a lot of sacrifices, very hard work, and I would like to say a lot of love and support. You, our graduates, have a very special place in my heart and the hearts of the faculty and staff of this department. In fact, you're in many ways our children and charges. At least you have been in our care for the past several years, and we are bursting with pride and joy on this day. But there is a group of people without whose support it would have been much harder, perhaps impossible, to achieve what you have done. They're your families, your spouses, your children, your loved ones, your friends, your sponsors. So please join me in thanking them for their support, help, and understanding, and for being in this room today or watching us over the network. Graduates, I'm sure you're well aware that the speed of technology change continues to accelerate at an incredible rate. And in fact, our challenge was to prepare you to solve problems that do not exist today with technologies which have yet to be invented and developed by you. Based on the feedback we are receiving, we are very confident that we are meeting this challenge, and we are equally confident that your skills are in great demand. But another part of the challenge that we face is changing the perception and help redefine what computer science really is. We lose many potential students already in middle school, and when you assess why in many cases it is, it turns out it's because the students view computer science as programming, coding, perhaps just geeky. With great deal of corporate support, we have been on a mission to tell students a different story, to tell them that computer science is a technology enabler, that it saves lives, makes us secure, healthy, and safe. And it is a foundational pillar of our economy, our society, and our well-being, that it allows us to make a real difference in the world. The department is almost 50 years old. It was established in 1967. I'm proud to say that I have been part of this department for more than half of its life, and it is truly a great department. Today, you will swell further the ranks of well over 8,000 NC State computer science alumni. As you progress through your careers, many of you will be recognized as some of the world's best one day. I'm hoping that some of you may one day be invited back to NC State to speak to some of our future graduating classes. We are incredibly happy to be able to hold our diploma ceremony in this beautiful, renovated Reynolds Coliseum. If your seats could talk, they could tell tales about historical events and incredible life experiences that have taken place in this building over the last 67 years. From the ice rink that was once under the floor to the heat of the long lines of Change Day, as Ken pointed out, from presidential visits to concerts by the likes of Elton John and Rolling Stones, the impact of this building cannot be overstated. And nowadays it actually has air conditioning. That didn't used to be the case. Not that we need it today, but it helps. So we really are quite proud of this. Of course, Reynolds has been the home of many athletic programs over the years, including 2 men's basketball national champions. And we are very fortunate to have with us today someone who created many endearing memories in this building, Mr. Derek Wittenberg. Derek has been in our basketball and around basketball for most of his life. As high school All-American from the Mather High School, he was recruited by legendary coach Norm Sloan to NC State, but became a household name playing under the coach Jim Valvano from 1980 to 1983. His status as a Wolfpack icon and hero was solidified with his last second shot. Was it a pass? Pass, yes. That teammate Lorenzo Charles slam dunked to help the Wolfpack win the 1983 national championship. He was drafted into the third round of the 1983 NBA draft by the Phoenix Suns. Since 1985, Derek spent 30 years in coaching, serving in a variety of assistant and head coaching positions. Most recently, he worked with the Wolfpack's men's basketball program as senior assistant to the head coach, director of player development. Derek currently serves as NC State Associate Athletic Director for Community Relations and Student Support, where he develops and promotes programming aimed to benefit current and former student athletes, while also working to cultivate relationships with local and regional businesses regarding future employment opportunities for Wolfpack graduates. Additionally, his role includes speaking at and hosting events for the athletic department and other affiliate organizations, as well as supporting on-campus recruiting initiatives for each of the Wolfpack's 23 varsity programs. Derek also serves as an advocate for former student athletes to return to NC State to complete their respective degrees, and he serves on NC State's professional sports panel. There is something really, in addition to that, there's also a very special distinction that Derek has. In 2014, he joined our own Dr. Donald Bitzer as NC State Emmy winner. Emmy Awards, you know, the things people get for movies and things like that. Derek won his Emmy for his outstanding work as executive producer of Survive and Advance, one of the ESPN's highly acclaimed 30 for 30 documentary series. In 2015, Derek and his wife Jacqueline established the Derek Wittenberg Foundation for Education to provide need-based scholarship support for students at NC State and Shaw University. I'm very proud that computer science student Jorge Ramos Ruiz was one of the first 4 inaugural recipients of scholarship from NC State University. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming our very special guest, Mr. Derek Wittenberg.
Wow. Good evening. I couldn't hear you. Good evening. That's better. To the faculty and staff, to 2016 computer science graduates, congratulations. This is a special moment. I know you're wondering why you don't have this big-time CEO from one of these major companies as your commencement speaker today. Well, it's really simple. My office is downstairs, and I'm inexpensive. I'm cheap. This is quite an experience for you all. I have a lot in common. Dr. Bitsra, everybody mentioned about the Emmy Award, but I have a lot of experiences in this current building. Obviously, I played here as a player, but I've had a lot of experiences. My journey started here in 1978. In my first visit at NC State at a college campus. And my now friend, the head coach at Notre Dame, Mike Bray, said that my teammate Sidney and I will come here to be at NC State. 2 years later, I accepted a scholarship at NC State in 1979 with a dream to be the first in my family to receive a 4-year degree and to win the national championship. Before that happened, in 1983 as a senior, right here in the corner of the court, I broke my foot and the doctors told me that I would never play again. 4 months later, I came back and we won the national championship here. Two months later, I came back and walked the halls and walked in here and took my degree in business and administration right in the same building, just like you. So I'm one of you. I've had the same experiences. I've been to the PR. I've been to Mitch's Tavern. I know you all know where those located. Wonderful experiences here. I've learned a lot from our faculty and staff. I learned a lot from my coaches, but more importantly, I learned a lot from my students. You know, in 1984, I had the privilege of introducing Ronald Reagan, the President of the United States, right in that building right here in 1984. I had some wonderful experiences here. And then 30 years later, to come back here as an ambassador for the university, an associate athletic director, and have this opportunity to share my story and my vision to you all. All is possible at NC State. Why? Because we are prepared. Who has prepared us? If we look behind us, our parents, our grandparents, and cousins and friends have supported us through the good times and the bad times. But we survived it. Because see, there's no guarantees, you have to earn it. And as you know, I attended NC State, our professors, they don't give you anything. You have to earn it. But it's not just simply because you work hard that it's going to be done. You have to be patient. You have to believe that it's going to be done. You have the talent. You have the ability. Other thing we learned going forward in our journey is that we cannot do it without others. Not only that our professors and staff taught us, but they have empowered us. It's called office hours. At first, as freshmen and sophomores, we didn't want to do office hours. I'm not going to meet with the professor in office hours. You crazy? I don't have time for that. But we got more serious as juniors and seniors. It's time to graduate. And we have to build a relationship with our staff and with our professors. I had some great relationships. My advisor, Jack Wilson, the late Dr. Witherspoon, Dr. Beasley, Joanne, she was great in the registrar's office. I can recount many of my professors and staff who believed in me. That's just as important going forward for you all. So now your journey starts here. You have done a great job, you have completed, but now what do you do with that education? My wife and I started a foundation, the Derek Woodberg Foundation for Education, and we was happy to award one of your fellow students with a scholarship. And the reason why we wanted to start this foundation is that we wanted to help others, because you cannot do it. I wanted to give back. And so our mantra, my foundation's dream, believe, work, now finish. So now we have to finish. Your journey begins now. You have the talent, you have the ability. But can you take it to the next level? And you can. Will it be easy? No. But I want you to have confidence in yourself. NC State has given you that confidence. Don't be afraid to succeed. Don't be afraid to take chances. Dr. Bitzer and I had no idea that we was going to create something that was going to be bigger than ourselves, that was going to empower other people across the world. Survive in Advance, the first 2-hour film for ESPN, is the most watched documentary in the world. I didn't know that was going to happen. I didn't know I was going to Emmy Award, but I wanted to tell the story about my experience here at NC State. So I'm thankful for the opportunity, not only to speak with you, but I'm thankful to Dr. Woodson and Dr. Yao for giving me the opportunity to come back to give to you all my experiences, and hopefully that I can continue to empower students at NC State. Congratulations again to you parents, to faculty and staff, and to the graduates. Go Pack.
Ladies and gentlemen, allow me to introduce now to you Dr. Dennis Baylor. He's Director of Undergraduate Programs, and he will introduce our honor students and faculty and staff. Dr. Baylor.
Thank you, Dr. Volk. I'd like to recognize certain of our students with particularly outstanding achievements at this commencement exercise, beginning with the single valedictorian who has completed her undergraduate degree with an extremely significant accomplishment, namely a 4.0 perfect grade point average in everything she took. Our single valedictorian for this class is Catherine Ellen Bray. If I could get her to stand up. We have one graduate who is receiving computer science honors. If I could get him also to stand up, his name is William Bryant Eason. Scattered around the hall, making sure the right people get to the right place at the right time, are our marshals. The marshals for this ceremony are Dana Cristo, Mark DiMaria, Elise Harkins, Via Khanna, Bryce Pilcher, Aaron Snyder, and Jacob Stone. Please join me in thanking them. The ceremony would not go smoothly without the participation of numerous of our staff members. I'd like to recognize those that are scattered around the hall here. They are Carol Allen, Carlos Benavente, Jamie Boylan, Marcus Bullitt, Tammy Coates, Camille Cox, Todd Gardner, Linda Honeycutt, Ann Hunt, Kathy Luca, Terry Martin Moss, Tyler Puckett, Leslie Rand Pickett, Donna Richards, Andrew Sleeth, Ken Tate, from whom you've already heard, Gary Weinberg, and Lauren Williamson. Please thank our staff members. And finally, but not least, our faculty members, some of whom you will hear from shortly. They are Dr. Barbara Adams, Dr. Suzanne Balick, Dr. Tiffany Barnes, Dr. Lena Battistelli, Dr. John Doyle, Dr. William Enck, Dr. Edward Geringer, Dr. Christopher Healy, Dr. Sarah Heckman, Dr. Jason King, Dr. James Lester, Dr. Colin Lynch, Ms. Tony Ann Marini, Dr. Douglas Reeves, Dr. David Roberts, Dr. George Ruskas, Dr. Robert Saint-Amant, Dr. Matt Stallman, Dr. David Tenti, Dr. Volk you have heard from and will again, Dr. Lori Williams, and finally visiting us, a former faculty member visiting us today from out west, Dr. Michael Young. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. Baylor. And we will now continue the ceremony by asking Dr. Ruskas, who is the Director of Graduate Programs, to come up here to help introduce graduate students. So.
Good afternoon and welcome to the Computer Science Fall 2016 graduation ceremony. We have again a very large graduating class with 19 PhD and 119 master students who are going to be receiving their diplomas today. So graduates, congratulations. This is the moment that you have been waiting for. You have gone through a rigorous course of study, and now that you are about to embark in a lifelong journey to apply the skills that you have obtained here. So, as you know, there has been recently a resurgence of interest in artificial intelligence, or AI, and AI-related courses are some of the most popular courses in our department. I'm pretty sure that many of you have taken at least one such course during your studies. Okay. So now that you are about to walk along the stage to receive your diploma, you should be able to answer this question. What is the difference between computer science and AI? Okay, so there are many definitions of computer science, as Dr. Volk mentioned earlier, but at a very fundamental level, computer science is the field of study concerned with making machines run really fast operations that humans do slowly. Okay? Well, AI is just the opposite, with apologies to my AI colleagues. Okay. All right, so with that, I will now call each graduate student to receive his or her degree, and I apologize in advance if I mispronounce your name. Please hold your applause until all the names have been called, and I hope that my voice won't quit on me in the middle of this exercise. So, I will start with the graduates earning the PhD degree. This is the highest degree offered in computer science. Each PhD student takes advanced coursework, works closely with an advisor, publishes papers on his or her research, and writes and defends a scholarly dissertation. As I call each graduate's name, I will also announce the title of their dissertation and the name of their advisor. The graduate will remain on stage for the traditional hooding ceremony, which represents the conferral of the degree. Julio Cesar Bahamon. His dissertation was on a computational model for the portrayal of personality traits in planning-based narrative generation, and his supervisors were Dr. Michael Young and Dr. David Roberts. Dr. Michael Young will assist with the hooding. Brian Michael Butters. His research was on virtual machine capacity planning for software as a service environments. His advisor was Dr. Peros, who could not be here today, and he will be represented by Dr. Twente for the hooding. Goyan Chen. The title of his dissertation was Optimizing Data Placement and Threads Management for Heterogeneous Computing. His advisor was Dr. Sipen Sen, who could not be here today. He will be represented by Dr. Free. Ling Chen. The title of her dissertation was Privacy Preserving Techniques for Multi-Criteria Queries. Her advisors were Dr. Ting Yu and Dr. Rada Chirkova. Dr. Williams will help with the hooding. Seung-Un Chung. Her research was on designing practical mobile interaction interfaces through mobile sensing. The committee co-chairs were Dr. In Jong Ri and Dr. Mladen Volk. Brian Jacob Dellinger. His dissertation title was Mechanical Equivalence to Hybrid Automata, and his committee chair was Dr. John Doyle. Adel Magdi El-Mesiri. His research was on natural language techniques for decision support based on patient complaints. His committee chair was Dr. Munidar Singh, who will be represented by Dr. Roberts. Doyle Luis Gonzalez II. His, his dissertation was Data-Driven Inference of Modulatory Relationship Networks and Quantitative System Feedback Prediction. His advisor was Dr. Samatova, who is not here today, and I will help with the Anup Kumar Kalia. His dissertation title was Understanding Human Communication to Estimate Trust, Hierarchy, and Performance. His advisor was Dr. Munidhar Singh, who will be represented by Dr. Lester. Dong-Hoon Kim. His research was on securing data flows within software application networks in cloud environments. His advisor was Dr. Mladen Vog. Say Stirling McEntee. The title of his dissertation was A Task Model for Free Space Movement-Based Gestures. His advisor was Dr. Robertson Amand. Hui Ki Min. His dissertation was Generalized Goal Recognition Framework for Open World Digital Games, and the committee chair was Dr. James Lester. Behruz Zakaria Mustafavi. His research was on improving individualized instruction in a logic tutor using data-driven methods. His advisor was Dr. Tiffany Barnes. Pradeep Kumar Murukanaya. His dissertation was on engineering personal agents towards personalized, context-aware and privacy-preserving applications. His advisor was Dr. Munidhar Singh, but Pradeep could not be here today. Margaret Jubilet Musi. Her research was on factoring human workflow in network reliability engineering, and her advisor was Dr. Rudra Datta. Again, Margaret was not able to be present for the ceremony. Maria Riaz. Her research was on inferring security requirements from natural language requirements artifacts, and her advisor was Dr. Laurie Williams. Hussein Sanchan. His research was on dissimilarity-based classification of cross-domain multivariate spatio-temporal systems using dynamic network structures and graph edit distances. He was advised by Drs. Robert Senamand and Chang Nam. Hu Jun Tang. His research was on dynamic data prefetching and layout optimizations for high-performance heterogeneous data access. His advisor was Dr. Nagisa Samatova. Xiaocheng Zhou. The title of his dissertation was Enabling Efficient Scientific Analytics over Extreme-Scale Adaptive Mesh Refinement Data through Effective In-Situ Indexing, and his advisor was also Dr. Nagisa Samatova. And that completes the 19 PhD graduates. I will now call the names. I will now call the names of master's graduates along with their post-graduation employment plans if they have provided us with that information. The first group are those receiving the Master of Science with thesis. This degree requires satisfactory completion of a significant body of coursework and writing and defending a thesis based on original research. Richa Budiraja. She will be joining Qualcomm in San Diego. Laxman Nares Coimbatore Anandorai. Pallavi Suman Dio. Nupur Malik. Sahibi Miransa. She will be joining Delhi MC here in the Research Triangle. Sanil Puri. Aditya Sesadri. He will be relocating to Mountain View to join Samsung Research America. Abhinav Srinivasan. The next group are those receiving the Master of Science non-thesis degree, which is given for satisfactory completion of significant coursework. These students will be continuing in our department to receive their PhD degree. Farid Al-Borzi, Amir Hassan Bahmani, Dene Ford, Zongxiu Liu, Robison Udechuku. I will now call the names of students receiving the Master of Science in Computer Networking. This is a unique educational program that prepares students for careers in the Internet and telecommunications industry. Swagat Bora. He will be joining Amazon in Seattle. Vivekanand Murali Ete. Neng Jiang. Balaji Sekar. He will be joining Facebook in Menlo Park. Aishwarya Srinivasan. She will relocate to San Jose to join Cisco Systems. Vivek Subarao. Neela Krishna Tadikonda. The last and largest group of students includes those who have earned the Master of Computer Science. This is a professional degree that requires satisfactory completion of a rigorous course of study. Akash Agrawal. He will join IBM Watson in Austin. Rohit Kishore Ahuja. Banu Anand. Venkata Siva Areti. He will stay in the area to join Nuage Networks. Srishti Arora. She will join IBM Watson in Cambridge, Massachusetts. Kunal Bandari. Isa Bobra. Himanshu Ranjan Bora, one of many students who will be joining Amazon in Seattle. Akshay Kumar Chaluvadi. Ravisankar Chadiramurthy. He will be joining Nutanix in Durham. Anand Varma Chekuri. Xianbin Chen, also moving to Seattle to join Amazon. Ziping Chen. Tarun Chabra, also going to Seattle to join Amazon. Sanket Chinchalkar. He will join IBM Watson in the Research Triangle. Manisha Reddy Chintapalli. She will join Intel in Santa Clara. Debalin Das. He will join Esri in California. Joseph Decker. Pranjal Dekar. He will move to Redmond to join Microsoft. Kevin Desai. He will join VMware Airworks in Atlanta. Paritos Uday Desai. He will join IBM Watson in Austin. Krunal Danzi. He will join Amazon in Seattle. Zlati Mintsev Gardev. He will relocate to San Jose to join IBM. Nistha Garg. Michelle Glads. Ankit Gohil. Diksha Golian will be joining Google in Mountain View. Vivek Gopalakrishnan. He will join Amazon but in San Francisco. Christine Grassi. She will be with Eastman Chemical in Kingsport, Tennessee. Mahendra Ganapati Hegde, also going to Amazon in Seattle. Eric Helms. Sifali Jain. Gautam Jayaraman. He will be with Facebook in Menlo Park. Jordi Jose. He will join MathWorks in Natick, Massachusetts. Siraj Kapadia. He will be with VMware in Bellevue, Washington. Kunal Kapoor. Also with VMware but in Austin, Texas. Arjun Karat. He will join SAP in Palo Alto. Vicky Prem Katara, another one going to Amazon in Seattle. Saswath Kumar Katepura. He will move to Sunnyvale to join Yahoo. Abhinandan Kelgere Ramesh. He will be with IBM Watson in San Jose. Harini Reddy Kambum. She will join IBM here in Raleigh. Sai Sri Harsha Kunaparedi. Aswin Bharadwaj Lakshmi. He will join Intuit in Mountain View, California. Da Young Lee. Abhishek Satyander Lingwal. He will join Informatica in the Bay Area. Rohit Naresh Mange. And Barasi Manoharan. She will join Amazon in Seattle. Glenn Aswin Menezes. Also going to Sunnyvale to join Yahoo. Anindita Mozumder. She will join IBM in Littleton, Massachusetts. Vishal Surendra Muzumdar. He will be with LinkedIn in San Francisco. Avimayu Mukhopadhyay. Rama Dheeraj Nagaruru. He will be with Amazon in Seattle. Revanth Reddy Nagila. Also joined him in Amazon at Seattle. Vikas Narayanapa. Akshay Vasant Nayak. Also going to Amazon but in Palo Alto. Karthik Perumal Palaniappan. He will join IBM in the Bay Area. Akash Pandey. Moving to Seattle to join Amazon. Anvesh Reddy Patlola. Also joining Amazon in Seattle. Krishna Pokarel. Another one joining Amazon but in the Bay Area. Prisha Pradhan. She will join NetApp here in the Research Triangle. Priyanka Sunil Puranik. She will join BlackRock in San Francisco. Anand Raghavendran Purohit. He will move to Santa Clara to take a position with NVIDIA. Nikhil Reina. Chetan Rajkumar. IBM Watson, San Jose. Srikanth Ramakrishnan. Mathioli Ramalingam. He will stay in the Research Triangle area to join IBM Watson. Nikhil Ramesh. He will be with LexisNexis in Raleigh. Gautam Ramesh Kumar. He will join Arista Networks in Nashua, New Hampshire. Akhil Raghavendra Rao. Also going to Palo Alto to join VMware. Vishwa Ravi. Sandeep Samteria. Moving to Seattle to join Amazon. Chekat Sarami. Akshat Ami Shah. Okay. He's going to Amazon in Seattle. We're going to have a large cohort of graduates there. Rajat Shah. Also for him, it will be no difference between Amazon and NC State, right? Zigar Sharda, moving to Menlo Park to join Facebook. Arjun Dutt Sharma, joining Amazon in Boston. Namit Sharma, moving to Seattle, but to join VMware. Samir Sharma, he will stay in the area to join IBM Watson. Samruddhi Sharma, also going to Amazon in Seattle. Sivani Sharma. Sivani Sharma will join Facebook in Menlo Park. Sukriti Sharma. She will be in San Jose joining IBM Watson. Vipin Sharma, also going to Seattle for Amazon. Nitish Sivrayan. Raman Preet Singh. He will stay in the area to join LexisNexis. Darshan Soni. He will move to New York to join Morgan Stanley. Shubham Srivastan. He will work for Amazon in Boston, in the Boston area. Sindambara Bharathi Subaya Angamuthu. He will move to Charlotte to join Bank of America. Sridath Narayana Swami. He will be with Cloudera in Palo Alto. Tran Lam Thai. Arjun Thimaredi, also joining Bank of America in Charlotte. Anis Givargis Thomas. Gregory Benson Timmons. Arpit Tyagi, also joining Bank of America but in Dallas. Dharmendra Singh Vagela. He will join IBM Watson in Cambridge, Massachusetts. Pragati Verma. She will be in New York with Capital One. Utkarsh Verma, our last graduate joining Amazon in Seattle. Krishna Prazith Visyarazu. He will join Cisco Systems in San Jose. So please join me congratulating all the graduates. If you can introduce,
Thank you, Dr. Ruskis. We are now going to continue the ceremony by asking Dr. Barbara Adams, Director of Advising, to join me here to present undergraduate degrees.
Thank you, Dr. Vogt. The Bachelor of Science degree is conferred upon students who have successfully completed a program of study including both general coursework in the humanities, social sciences, mathematics, and physical sciences, as well as specialized courses in computer science. The following students are our summer graduates and fall candidates for the Bachelor of Science in Computer Science. They have worked very hard both at their academic studies and a variety of co-ops, internships, part-time, and full-time jobs. They have asked me to thank you, their parents and grandparents, husbands and wives, brothers and sisters, sons and daughters, aunts and uncles, friends and neighbors, co-workers and employers, teachers and mentors, and everyone who has supported them during their undergraduate years. We are very proud of them and their accomplishments, and we know that you are as well. The following degrees were conferred on June 21st. Matthew David Butler. Qiufeng Yu. The following degrees were conferred on July 29th. Robert Louis Benson. Stephen Aaron Brinson. Stevie graduated with a minor in mathematics. He has been getting caught up on a number of projects and spending some quality time with his family while conducting a search for the perfect job to launch an even more perfect career. Seth Hino. Hunter L. Sipe. The following degrees will be conferred on December 16th. Veronica Alban. Veronica is an intern at Progress Software. Daniel Robert Alley. An active member of the NC State Underwater Robotics Club, Daniel was instrumental in raising over $7,500 for the club through corporate sponsorships and grants. In January, he begins employment with Red Hat. Woodrow Joseph Barlow. Catherine Ellen Bray. Katie is a technical intern at SAS Institute. In January, she will return to NC State to pursue graduate study in computer science. Katie's hobbies include rock climbing and playing with her new corgi puppy. Andrew J. Buckley. Drew enjoys cooking and is working on a program that provides recipes based on what people have in their pantries and saves that data for marketing purposes. He also enjoys astronomy. A skydiving instructor with over 50 jumps, Drew would like to be the first person on Mars. Fanmao Chen. Evan Foster Clapper. Evan interned in the area of Game Development. After graduation, he will be employed with Epic Games. Brantley Jason Collins. Brantley completed the Game Development concentration. He participated in undergraduate research under the direction of Dr. Sarah Heckman, a teaching assistant for the department. Brantley is the recipient of the department's Outstanding Grading Assistant Award. In the fall, he plans to return to NC State to pursue graduate study in computer science. Jacob E. Crosmer. Jacob completed the Game Development concentration. Von Trung Young. Vaughn was a computer science peer teaching fellow. He is particularly interested in machine learning and plans graduate study in computer science with a concentration in artificial intelligence and machine learning. William Bryant Eason. Will completed the Computer Science Honors Program, a technical intern at SAS Institute. Will begins full-time employment there after graduation. His hobbies include sailing, guitar, and music. Kurt Jackson Ecott. Kurt is graduating with a minor in mathematics. Kurt is an intern at Fidelity Investments. Kurt thanks his family for their support during his undergraduate days, with special thanks to his mom. Kurt is also very thankful that his grandfather, Lee Ecott, is able to attend the ceremony today. In addition, Kurt has asked me to thank his academic advisor, Dr. Barbara Jasmine Adams, but modesty prevents me from doing so. Michael Emke. Michael is a member of both the Just Cuz crew, NC State's hip-hop dance group, and the Breakfast Club, NC State's break dance club. In January, Michael will return to NC State to pursue graduate study in computer science. Kyle Robert Ferreter. Kyle is graduating with a minor in mathematics and a large cheering section. Kyle co-opted at Elster Solutions and interned at EMC in the Data Domain Division. Kyle was a computer science department teaching assistant. In March 2017, Kyle will begin a hike of the complete Appalachian Trail. Upon his return, Kyle plans a career in software security. Brandon Christopher Lightmaster. Brandon has enjoyed his time at NC State. He especially enjoyed helping his fellow students with everything from minor homework problems to life's larger quandaries. Jordan Lorenz Ferguson. Jordan completed the Game Development concentration. He is graduating with a minor in military studies with an aerospace studies focus, signifying his completion of the Air Force ROTC program. Yesterday, Jordan was commissioned as a second lieutenant in the United States Air Force. On June 4th, Jordan will begin pilot training at Vance Air Force Base in Enid, Oklahoma. William Hayden Foose. In addition to the Bachelor of Science in Computer Science, Hayden's undergraduate's achievements include successfully boiling 10-minute pasta in only 9 minutes and tying his shoelaces into a Mobius strip. Based on the size of the laugh for the previous 2 jokes, Hayden will decide whether to pursue a career in stand-up comedy or software engineering. Anna Catherine Goff. Anna was a computer science student department ambassador. She is a sister of the Alpha Omega Epsilon Engineering Sorority. Anna interned at Principal Financial Group, and she begins full-time employment there in January. Brent C. Gollin. Kenneth DePriest Glenn Jr. William Edward Hammond IV. Kenny C. Wong. Colleen Marie Hudson. Colleen is graduating with a minor in mathematics. After graduation, Colleen will relocate to Atlanta, Georgia, and begin employment with Chick-fil-A in their IT department. Taylor Michael Jenkins. Taylor co-op for an intern at Cisco Systems. After graduation, he begins full-time employment with Cisco Systems. Taylor has been a member of the NC State Chorale since his freshman year, and although he did not learn how to play them before coming to NC State, Taylor now passionately enjoys both disc golf and racquetball. Maxwell Lucas Johnson. Max lived in the Arts Village and was a member of the NC State marching band where he played sousaphone. After graduation, Max will get caught up on some travel plans that include backpacking part of the Appalachian Trail, a road trip to Toronto, Canada, and a vacation in Japan. Grayson Caldwell Jones. Grayson participated in the study abroad program, spending summer 2015 in London, England. He co-opted at IBM. For the spring 2017 semester, Grayson will be an intern at NASA's Marshall Space Flight Center in Huntsville, Alabama. In the fall, Grayson will pursue graduate study in computer science. Brendan Riley Kelly. Brendan was a computer science department student ambassador and a member of the NC State Drumline. After graduation, Brendan will be employed with Fidelity Investments. Michael James Kingdon. Michael completed the game development concentration. In January, Michael will relocate to Charlotte, North Carolina, and begin employment with Vanguard. Joseph George Kudical. Joe interned at Pantheon and the North Carolina Eastern District Bankruptcy Court. His hobbies include powerlifting and club rugby. Scott Evan LaChapelle. Scott is a technical intern at SAS Institute. He begins full-time employment there on Monday. Jesse Paul LaFuente. Jesse will be employed with Cisco Systems. As well as a new graduate, Jesse is also a new first-time homeowner. Jesse and his fiancée, Caitlin Stanford, will be married on October 1st, 2017. Blake A. Lassiter. Blake was president and coach of the NC State Club Cross Country and Track Club. Both the men's and women's team finished in the top 25 in the nation under Blake's direction in 2016. In February, Blake will relocate to Richmond, Virginia, and begin employment with Capital One. Matthew Wayne Ledford. Matthew co-opted at ATI Industrial Automation. He begins full-time employment there in January. Matthew and his girlfriend of 4 years, Morgan McNeil, were recently engaged. Bennett Barnes Lynch. Keith Allen McKay. Keith was the lead development intern and software configuration specialist at iPipeline. Gregory David Manning. His last final exam behind him, Greg is looking forward to the exciting opportunities in the computer science field. Joshua Philip Matthew. Joshua interned at Boeing. After graduation, he will be employed with Fidelity Investments. Joshua's hobbies include playing sports and music. Christian Todd McCurdy. Christian was a member of the NC State men's varsity swimming and diving team. Alec James McDivitt. Dennis Naribo Duco. Dennis is graduating with a minor in mathematics. Dennis served in the United States Army from 2008 to 2016 and was stationed both at Fort Sill in Lawton, Oklahoma, and the Joint Forces headquarters in Raleigh. Joanna B. Pollard. Joanna co-opted at Cadre Solutions and begins full-time employment there after graduation. Michael D. Pollock. Patrick O'Brien Powell. Kevin Andrew Price. Andrew S. Rather. On January 8th, Andrew will begin employment with SageWorks. Mark Charles Reed. Mark will be employed with IBM. Raphael Ben Scott. Zwick A. Shaw. Bridget Renee Sherwood. Gabriel Cole Simerson. Gabriel completed the game development concentration. Gabriel worked at the NC State Office of Information Technology's Walk-In Center. Rupert Ripley Sizemore. Rupert has been employed with NetCertive and will continue there after graduation. Carl Kaki Smith. Carl was a technical intern at SAS Institute. He worked in the NC State libraries as a student IT specialist. Carl's future plan is to be the Czar of Mars, not to be confused with the Mars Czar. And Drew, you should look him up about being the first guy there. Glenn Brockwell Snowden. Glenn enjoyed his time at NC State, especially the opportunity to work alongside his fellows in teams. Glenn's hobbies include reading and programming. Dylan J. Stein. Dylan was a resident advisor at Bowen Hall and a member of the Inter-Residency Council. He was a DJ at WKNC, NC State student radio station, 88.1 on your FM dial. Dylan was also the president of and instructor for the NC State Taekwondo Club for the last 4 years. He also just completed the process of charting the newest fraternity on campus, Lambda Phi Epsilon. He is also the Chief Technology Officer of the sports fundraising startup Boost Our Team. Ethan P. Schwarzentruber. Ethan was an active member of the NC State Esports Club. After graduation, he will be employed with IBM. Ethan says, "One of my greatest achievements so far is the time I wrestled a bear with Neil deGrasse Tyson." Mahmoud Tomaz. Mahmoud served as president of the NC State Muslim Students Association. He interned at Red Hat. After graduation, Mahmoud plans a well-deserved vacation to Sweden and Turkey. Mark Wesley Toller. Mark is graduating with minors in both mathematics and physics. After graduation, Mark will be employed with IBM. Ryan Lee Upham. Dewey Tun Vu. Dewey is a brother of the Pi Alpha Phi fraternity. He co-opted Cisco Systems and is an intern at Dude Solutions. Dewey's goal is to visit every continent in the world. Currently, he has been to 3, North America, Asia, and Australia. Benjamin Ross Wingo. Benjamin is graduating with a minor in English. Ben taught yoga and TRX for the university recreation. Ben plans a career in game development. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. That concludes the presentation of the Bachelor of Science. Dr. Vogt.
Thank you, Dr. Adams. This brings us very close to the end of the ceremony. I would like to congratulate all the graduates again, so please join me in doing that. It's a wonderful event for you and for us. And in closing, I would just like to wish everybody happy holidays and a happy new year. And we will proceed by first asking our faculty to recess and then our students. And while that's happening, if you would please stay seated. Thank you again.